Hello, hello. How's it going? Are we live? You're supposed to say we're live.
We are live.
Okay, and we got everything straight here. Everything's straight. Everyone's hearing us. Everyone's seeing us. All right. Built on the Rock Homestead, Kiri, how's it going? Kara, how you doing? Shayla making lemonade from lemons. How's it going? North Star Prepstetter, good evening. Almost Homestead, Jay, how's it going? DIY Solar Homestead. Well, that's okay. That's okay, Anna Mimsy's Garden. We appreciate that. Greg G.
Ooh, goat twins.
Wait, what's happening? Am I already? Oh, you want?
Kiri's God said more goats.
Well, congratulations. Nice. Tech Nerds TV, how's it going? Heirloom Permaculture, what's up? Simple Grower, how's it going? The Tinkerer's Wife. Carol Hardy, glad you could make it. Geeky Gardens, glad to see you. Masago Games, Jason, what's up? Oh man, it's been a crazy week, huh?
Oh yeah.
A lot going on this week. Woods Family Homestead, how you doing? Wow. So for anyone here who doesn't know, we're gonna be building our house soon, right?
Really soon.
Things are going fast. Right around the corner. Everything's moving. Everything's moving. Lightning pace. It's crazy. Food Forest Permaculture, how's it going? Sandy Wilkerson, hello. The Angry Fish Guy. Good evening. I know. We've been teasing about that for a while, talking about it. In fact, all the videos that we've been doing have been leading up to it. Been done a lot of preparation. Been building tools. Been building the forms.
Are we finally ready to do this?
We are not. Well, we're not ready mentally, but we have to because things are right around the corner, right? Man, it's getting close. In fact, I think for the foreseeable future, morning, day, and night, we're gonna be working there, busting butt out there. Am I right? Yeah, I can't even begin to express how much work this is gonna be. Well, thank you, Howie. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's so exciting that we're getting toward the house build. Exciting and terrifying. I'm terrified. I'm just looking out there and just imagining, like, so again, I don't know anyone here if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well as YouTube. You've already seen snippets of things going on out here. Um, things have been progressing, but we can't all put it out on YouTube right away because there's a sequence you got to follow. You got to follow a sequence. Whoa!
Don't knock
Careful.
flowers over.
But we've actually had the excavation, so we got giant holes out here. That's happened. And then we actually took it upon ourselves to start an earth bag project. Because why would you go into building a house before you even done something small, right? That's what tomorrow's video is all about. we took it upon ourselves, make a little project. And how long would you say that took?
Not quite a week.
Not quite a week.
Maybe half a week. I don't know.
And that's everything from sifting soil, filling bags, all that. That's what tomorrow's video is going to be about. Our first earth bag project from beginning to end.
It's pretty cool too. Something that we can use, useful.
Not just the 3 bags I stacked up and called it a chair.
Any news on the opt-out?
As far as I know with the opt-out, so far it's safe, at least I think for another 6 months. They have to go and take it back, do a revision on it, or they're going to try and come up with, the people that are against it are kind of trying to come up with something to replace it, because they won't just get rid of it completely. If anything, they have to come up with a replacement plan, and then they'll vote on that.
So probably no new news for like 6 months.
Yeah, of course, right now it could be 5 months. Down to 5. But there's a group on Facebook that deals with that. If you're not a part of that, if you're interested in that, yeah, it's like the Cochise County opt-out. Check for that on Facebook. We have links to that in some of our videos. Definitely check that out for like up to the minute news. A lot of people are concerned about that. Ozark Mountain Goats, how's it going? Big Dreams Homestead. I don't know if I said hi to you, but how's it going? 13 Moons Homestead, glad to see you here. Red Hot Fiat, what's up?
Rich Mountains asks, have you made a plan drawing with dimensions, elevations, and door and window locations? So yes, and we'll have a video on that coming up more in detail. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we put out that video about the opt-out. If people haven't checked that out, check that out. The petition's on there, the group's on there. Definitely check that out. It's helpful to keep that around and keep that available for people who are looking to not necessarily get away without building with code, but just not having to all the extra expenses and hassles of having to, jump through hoops, basically. The Red Shed, how's it going? Ron Williams. So tomorrow, look for the video of our first Earth Bag project. That should be cool. Then Tuesday's video will be finally the excavation. So definitely don't want to miss that. I got a lot of great footage. It should be awesome to see all that go down and the massive size.
It's crazy.
Of some of these holes.
It's crazy.
We got giant holes that is a danger out there. Watch where you're walking. Jan Peterson, how's it going?
How are the chickens doing?
Of course, these are Valentine's flowers. I got that
yeah.
just for her for Valentine's Day.
Should we talk about our Valentine's Day? That was last week.
It was.
It's kind of interesting. We went to Tucson.
Indeed, we did. Went to Tucson, met up with some fellow YouTubers. They had extra feed bags that were there that they were generous enough to lend to us for our build.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that nice?
Homestead Witchery.
Homestead Witchery. So we went for empty feed bags on Valentine's Day.
How romantic.
Romantic. Oh,
no, we were excited about it. But we got to see their place. Very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah. And we brought crew along. That was interesting.
Yeah. And before we went, they said, like, I was like, "You got any dogs?" They're like, "We got 4 dogs." I'm like, "Oh, it's okay. Maybe, if they're inside and cruising the car, it won't be an issue." But they kind of did get out of the house a little bit into the yard. Not that they got too close to the car. There was still a fence there.
Yeah, but Crew, like, as soon as he saw them, he went berserk. So he was in the car. He jumped into the front seat. He had his face like pressed up against the windshield.
Yeah,
and
he not just in the front seat. He literally had his face pressed up against the windshield.
Like, and when he realized he couldn't get through there, he started gnawing on the dashboard.
He started chewing on the dashboard.
Like,
Can you believe that?
Chew my way out of here. And we're just like,
man, he wanted to get on. He wanted to get at them dogs so bad. He was gonna chew his way through the front of the car, and he almost like tore up that what is that, the
vent.
The vents. And the thing is like,
but that's how he gets around other animals.
Oh man.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, he does not like other dogs. There's a special way they gotta meet, it's gotta be the right lighting. You gotta have the right mood music. Yeah. The mood's gotta be right. It's gotta be in the air, the electricity. Bare Bottom Acres, what's up? What's up, Bare Bottom Acres? Lady Zelda of Hyrule, how's it going? She Moved Mountains. Ridge Life, what's up? Oh, Chickenlandia, what's up? Party can start now when the chicken lady's in the house.
Madam President has entered.
Madam President. Living off grid McGarvey style, what's up? Man. So Crew doesn't like dogs. what's that? Oh yeah, I think people were asking about the chickens.
Yes. We upped those rookie numbers. Yeah, and Big Dreams Homestead was asking about the chickens. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. So
there you
cute.
Go. Well, how are they? How's everyone getting along now?
So I think it's not bad, but Chaska's having some problems. She's being very timid.
She's probably the biggest one out of all the chickens in there right now, and the oldest. But still, like, she seems kind of at the bottom of the pecking order.
So she usually tries to avoid the other chickens, but they still all come out. I go in there at least a couple times a day, and they know by now that I bring them food and treats, so they all come running up, and Chaska comes out too, and they peck around together.
Mm-hmm. It's just every now and then, like, the chickens will like knock her around and she kind of runs away a little bit, but not too bad, right?
No. Yeah, and they're cute. So now we have, like, it's an all bantam chicken flock. Tiny chickens.
Tiny chickens, tiny eggs. And what about the names? People have been asking about the names.
Yeah.
We had a lot of suggestions in the last video. But have you thought about any of them? Are you just gonna stick with the names you have? Because honestly, those are pretty epic. I thought when I first heard her names, I was like, man, those are the craziest names. But they're kind of grown on me.
Sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spice Girls, that was you were considering that. I brought that up and you're like,
That would fit. There's 5 of them.
There's 5 of them.
I don't know.
So no firm decisions on name changes yet.
Nothing official.
Okay. If you were to give them Spice Girl names, which of the chickens would get what? Do you know? Do you have know their personalities yet to say like, oh, you're definitely a sporty. You're scary.
Name them all after Pokemon.
I don't know Pokemon.
You don't?
You know Pokemon.
Pikachu.
I know Pikachu and Charizard.
And Squirtle.
Oh yeah, how can you forget Squirtle? Okay, I guess I do know Pokemon. I'm just kidding. I'm a Pokemon nut. Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. See, I even know that. I'm just hiding it.
Where in Wisconsin did you live?
I grew up in the South Milwaukee area, southern area portion of Milwaukee. Then, and that's it. That's where I lived all my whole life until I moved. And I think then we moved into the suburbs.
We both lived in like southeastern Wisconsin.
Yeah. Southeastern Wisconsin. We're city kids.
Near Lake Michigan.
Got all that lake effect weather. Dahlia wants to know if we know Richie Cunningham.
Didn't they make a statue of the Fonz?
Mm-hmm. Little known fact, I was actually the inspiration for the Fonz.
What?
Mark, I think Mark was from Milwaukee, wasn't he? McGarvey says
Laverne and Shirley.
He spent lots of money on Pokemon cards for his son. That can be addictive, can it?
Yeah.
With the Pokemon, you got to get all the cards.
My brother had a bunch of those.
Did you jump the shark? That goes down as like the moment of television history, right? Jumping the shark. Laverne and Shirley, yeah. Some classics.
Shelby was asking what made us decide to go with the earth bag method.
A very good question. We went with earth bag. I mean, there's lots of different styles of earthen building, natural building. You got your straw bale. Very easy to put up. Goes up fast. Very insulative. Rammed earth. What other things am I missing? I don't know, lots of things. But like most other things, you need like a large roof to go over it, protect the walls. You need some kind of stem wall that goes up there. A lot of other things cost extra money. The straw bale, probably a little bit more expensive. Even with rammed earth, you got to get all the form. You got to build all the forms and with all the.
Yeah. So cost was a factor for us.
Cost is definitely a factor for us. Plus, yeah, you got the
water usage.
Water usage. It could be, with the exception of straw bale, it could be one of the lowest water use for building.
For earthen building.
And then one of the most structurally sound as well.
Yeah, that's very strong.
If you build an earth bag dome, you'd be hard pressed to find a stronger structure. And then with the winds we got here, I mean, you won't have to worry about, say if a tornado wanted to come through, it's just blow right over the dome. ain't nothing, just all flying right over that.
There's the benefits over there to Cobb. Yeah, so with cob, I don't think you can do dome structures. It takes longer because you have to work in what they call lifts, which is you put like a layer of cob on. You have to let that set because if you work too fast, it'll just kind of slump over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it does take longer. I think it uses more water. But I mean, cob is probably very cost effective. Wanted to do that way.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, even with cob, I think you have to factor in stem wall,
Yes.
roof, large overhang roof.
Mm.
But I mean, definitely fun. We had to kind of use some of the cob techniques for our earth bag project out there for the
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like playing in mud.
playing in the mud. Got all the mud and straw mixed in there. It was fun.
Rich Mountains asks if you ever decided someday to drill a water well and put solar pump in, what is the average depth of a well in Cochise County?
Well, it's different.
I'd
Cochise
say it
County is
varies.
huge.
Yeah, it varies greatly depending on where you are. So for us right here, um, what it might be
I'd say we
300
I'd
feet.
say we at least have to go 300 to 400 feet. But when I talk to the well people, they say I'd budget for 600
Yeah.
because even though maybe might just touch water at 300 to 400 feet, you still gotta make sure you go deep enough to get
But
the
I mean,
pressure.
there's people around here that they might hit water at 100 feet.
Yeah, I've heard people toward closer toward the mountains over here, toward our east, that they've hit water around 100 feet.
So I think it just depends on, I mean, the topography and,
And I
where you are.
and I think the Benson St. David area is similar as well.
Yeah, St. David, I think, has a higher water table.
Mm-hmm. And they have artesian wells out in that area, right?
Yeah, I think so. Heard that.
Fancy with the artesian wells. See, Big Dreams Homestead says theirs at 125 feet. Not too bad, not too bad. High Desert Homestead, how's it going? Jose Perez said water here is at 80 feet in West Texas. Yeah. Yeah. See, I would be interested to know exactly how. I think we'd probably have to at least budget. We'd have to have the budget in there for 600, like the well people said, but I'm thinking it could be 300 to 400. Was what my intuition's telling me. But if we can get away without it, I mean, right now we have plans for trying to be off of rainwater totally.
To be off of,
Or to live off of rainwater. Excuse me. that's why I got her here, because I wouldn't make any sense on here myself. But yes, to be living off of rainwater totally. And we actually I think I misspoke when I said that the house project is actually going to be the next project that we're working on. Just between us, we got another project that we actually are going to be starting kind of actually before it, but we'll have to work on both of them at the same time. That's our we're going to have another water tank that we're going to build ourselves. And this thing is going to be massive. How massive is this thing going to be?
What we're thinking it's going to hold like over 25,000 gallons.
25,000 gallons of water. We're building this out of earth bag as well, and we're going to connect that straight into the house. But we're actually going 5 feet down over in this area. and it's gonna be a 20-foot wide diameter, and the whole tank will actually be like 11 feet tall, 5 feet underground, 6 feet above the ground.
It's pretty big.
That's pretty big. And then that will also connect to our other tanks. So that'll give us close to 30,000 gallons altogether. Nice. Now we're getting close to water security. Just keep that between us. Shh. I'm just kidding. We're probably talking about that coming up. But yeah, very exciting. I'm excited to man. I don't know even know the thought of it honestly. I go out there and I look at the size of these craters there and I'm just like, oh my goodness, what were we thinking?
How do you filter the water? So right now we just use a Berkey.
Just a Berkey.
We might get a different filter system for our house though.
Yeah. So I'm thinking radical changes to the whole water catchment system. Everything's going to end up changing. But of course, we'll take a lot of care in making sure, everything's screened off. But we're thinking of doing away with the first flush. At least definitely the tanks. We might have a first flush pipe. All that water will go directly into the tank. So no lay will get in there. It'll be screened off, so no bugs or anything will get in there. And then that'll get plumbed into the house. From the house to a water pump, and that'll pump that through maybe a little water filtration system. Nothing too fancy, and then we'll also have the Berkey as well.
Herman asked, do you plan to raise bees again?
Definitely.
Definitely. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're definitely our experience has not scared us off. In fact, it may have emboldened us.
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
It was an amazing experience, an amazing adventure. And I think we'll probably end up trying to catch a swarm here in the coming months, right?
Yeah.
We got a home for them bees. Might as well use it. Jewelry time, how's it going? Stefan Nobles.
Living off grid McGarvey style asks, how many doors and window structures will you have to build?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. Probably something we'll go over in the house build video, but so far we have 2 domes planned with underground parts, with underground portions.
So like 2 main doors.
Two like a sort of an entrance on two doors. And how many windows? 2 on each dome.
Yeah, probably 2 larger windows, and then we'll probably do some like bottle windows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which I think that'll be fun.
I think we're pretty much gonna custom make everything, right?
Yeah.
So all the windows, all the doors, I think we're just gonna try and put it all together ourselves. Sugar Creek Homestead of Tennessee, how's it going? Joey Time says, will we be digging all the underground sections by hand? Yes. Yes, I've already been out there and I've dug all of our things by hand. Just me. What's that look for?
That
What'd it take me? What'd it take me? Like 2 days? No, we had an excavator out here.
Yeah, and what? Like we are actually considering that. right? And then when we saw the excavation happening, we're like, could we even physically do that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It might have taken years or I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if it would have been physically even possible. I mean, you should see some of the boulders that came out of this ground
Well,
here.
very
Very large
large
rocks.
rocks. I wouldn't say boulders,
I
but
may have a penchant for slight
but I'm
exaggeration.
sure they're still very heavy and large, and it would be really hard to get
It'd have
out
been,
of a pit like that.
yeah, yeah.
Greg G asks, how much water can you store now?
So right now, with all of with our two main tanks and all the IBCs and everything like that, it's probably close to 5,000 gallons. Alyssa Carter, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Pharma G, what's up? Man, I tell you, it was money well spent because, like I said, I don't know how long it would have taken to try and even attempt to do that by hand. So I think just the time it saved would have saved us that money, probably, who knows, maybe even more money. And then, well, just watching that guy work was amazing. That guy was a professional.
Yeah.
Really great work. And 2 days. Like, he dug out almost the first two on the first day and then finished that second pit off, dug a third and the trench, and amazing. Mm-hmm. And it was like, what, $65 an hour?
Yeah.
Which is not bad for that kind of
I'm
work.
glad we did that.
I'm glad we did that.
I know you love digging.
I do love digging. None be said, that would have been an epic digging video. Man digs for his house for 1 year. Can he do it and retain his sanity?
Time lapse. Charlotte Road said some time ago I watched a DIY show called Desert Den, and they built a bag filler and holder stand that had a chute, and you could fill the bags with one person. It's interesting. We were kind of talking about that too, right? Like making a chute, because we are going to be going down into the ground. So, you know, otherwise we'd have to be kind of chucking dirt at each other, I guess.
I'm okay with that too.
We could have a chute that just goes right down into the bags.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to figure out the best process to make everything a little smoother. 50 acres in a cabin. What's up, Mike? How's it going? Oh, it was definitely worth that excavation, I tell you that much. How long does your 5,000 gallons of water last without refill? I'd say,
at our current rate of use,
I think probably about half a year, 6 months.
Yeah. We don't use a lot of water. I think summertime we use a little more. And in the future, we're going to be using more water as we start growing more things. And with the house build, that's going to take some water too. Mm-hmm. But right now, you know, it's not a lot.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm concerned about is like, how long will the water last while we're building this house?
Yeah. And we might not be getting a lot of rain this time of year.
So one, we're coming up to the dry season, or maybe we're in the dry season, and that's going to be months before we get rain. And then we're going to be more most water intensive use. What?
Jeff Sweeney asks, when is the start date of the house and expected finish dates?
So start date of the house, we will be working on that.
This month starts.
Well, really, yeah. I mean, maybe even after the weekend. I think we're gonna picking up the last of the supplies for the last of the tools we need, and then we're starting, right?
Yeah. And we're hoping to finish a lot
sometime
of it.
sometime before we're dead.
Like, we definitely want that water tank done before the monsoon rains come, and hopefully like a lot of the house will be built before then, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think the water tank is gonna have to get finished up first. Good time, Holler Homestead. How's it going? Fern Creek Homestead. Well, good night, DIY Solar Homestead. We appreciate that. But Garvey Styles asking, do you hand wash your clothes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Occasionally we go to the laundromat.
Yeah, I mean there is a laundromat about a half hour away, and we have done that before, setting up our clothes washing station. But I mean, yeah,
we've been doing it by hand.
Just get it out there, and we got the washboard, we got the little blue plunger, and but actually we've gotten a clothes cleaner by hand washing than sometimes the washing machines, right?
Yeah.
And you just do a little by little, and it gets done.
Crew cam.
What? Yeah. So I asked, what kind of dog do we have? We have an American Akita, 130 pounds, and that's where you can find him on most days. That's what he does on a regular basis. Look at that! Isn't that adorable? Oh. He looks adorable. He looks like a big teddy bear. Just don't get him in front of any other dogs. Otherwise, he will chew through the car to get at them.
Yes.
For anyone that wasn't here in the very beginning, Crew tried to chew through the front of our car to get at a bunch of dogs.
How hard is it to get Jim's dirt soaked clothes clean? Yes. See, that was the big issue. I think doing clothes at the laundromat, it wouldn't get all the dirt out. But yeah, some of the clothes get very dirty here.
Yeah, I mean, there were days on end where I would literally be, in the ground. So, I mean, I just got pockets full of dirt.
Literally,
dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
Man. Crazy.
Alyssa Carter said, we're digging a pond if you want to join in.
Yeah.
Pond. I wish we could have a pond.
Hey, we might.
Maybe
so? Someday we'll have a pond.
That would be really cool. A duck pond.
Of course, for duckwaponics.
Yay.
Duckwaponics. Exactly. Dirt rich. It's all a matter of how you look at it. Joey Time says, at least we're not pounding our clothes with rocks. Yet.
Yeah.
That's the next evolution. How deep would you have to dig to have a pond?
I'm not sure the depth, but yeah, here it's probably better to go deeper, with like less surface area so that there's less evaporation.
Go deep. So Greg G asked if we get water from washes, and not really. We don't have any big washes that come through. There's a couple of small washes off to the north, um, but water that's fairly flat here. We do get a slight slope from the north and south coming in toward the middle, but no huge rainy water movement, which is good and bad together. Kind of, you just gotta make do with it. Just gotta be aware of it.
Yeah. Well, I like that we don't have to deal with erosion issues.
Yeah, it could be a nightmare.
Scott asks, "Are you using your gray water for plants?"
Yep.
Yes.
Currently using it for our trees out now. And then obviously when we build the house, we have plans for that. All of our water use is going to be in one dome, and then it'll get pumped out toward the east, where we will have pump it to probably toward a few different trees, depending on the season. So I think we'll have like a multi pipe adapter, and then it'll change the direction of the water. Gray water, so important. Got to reuse that water as much as possible. Greg G says their pond has to go 7 feet there; it'll freeze out.
Wow.
Farmer G says his pond was no deeper than 4 feet. Worked well enough just to keep it shady. Yeah.
Yeah. Shade.
Shade, so important to prevent water evaporation, especially here. All right. Well, that it. How's it going, Bub? Getting us started on homesteading. Herman Bosman asks, "What is your average summertime temperature?"
Um.
I'd say between 90 to 100.
Yeah.
What about high 90s maybe? Yeah, about high 90s. I'd say average.
Yeah. It usually doesn't get much hotter than like around 100, maybe 105.
The hottest times it'll be between 100 to 5 at the hottest.
Yeah. But it yeah. Summer days, 80s, 90s, and summer nights.
Summer nights. Summer nights are nice.
Yeah.
So even in the hottest days here in the summer, it'll cool down to like what, 70 or something like that.
60, yeah, 60s and 70s.
And it's just about perfect sleeping weather. Scott asks, "What will the septic maintenance look like?" I don't plan on doing any septic maintenance. But really, we shouldn't have to deal with that
Yeah.
at all, really.
Like, so we just have that small septic for just kitchen water. But really, most of our wastewater is going to be gray water.
So really, the system is like so overdone, even for the sink water. Probably not going to be an issue. We have a couple questions. Scuba Dude Smitty says, "Tell them your elevation." But we're at about 4,200 feet.
Yeah, 42, 43.
42, 43. Then how cold does it get there at night? So in the summertime, real nice. Probably about
Windy.
wind's kicking up, things are flying around out there. It's crazy. So yeah, usually there's about a 30 to 40 degree difference between our daytime temperatures and our nighttime temperatures. So when it's like, 100 degrees outside at night, or at night it could be like 70, but in the wintertime when it's like 50, 40 degrees, it can get down into the teens at night,
Yeah.
which is crazy cold. We're being attacked. So Ron asks if we're going to be burying cooling tubes in the house, and we've talked about that, but it's still, I don't think it's going to happen.
I think what we're going to do, I mean, our walls are going to be ridiculously thick. So we're going to have a lot of thermal mass, and we're talking about probably doing insulation as well. So that's going to make it very stable. Plus, we're digging underground. So there should be stable temperatures, but we may have ventilation. We may do like a wind scoop, if you've heard of that. In
What? No
phone
phone calls
calls.
during a live. No phone calls during a live. What is that mess? That's the issue with doing lives on your phone. Oh, sorry, everyone. I don't know. Maybe can I turn that ringer on? I busted everyone's eardrums.
Right.
Oh man, I got to do something about that. You were saying?
uh,
Don't let that distract you.
Wind scoops.
Wind scoops.
So I know, like in the Middle East, they did that a long time ago, and that's an effective way to cool a structure if you can catch the wind from your predominant wind source
Mm-hmm.
and then funnel that down. You can put a fountain or some kind of body of water there, and that'll cool the air coming in. So it's like a natural air conditioning. So I think we may do that.
Chicken Hughes, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Um, yeah, so our walls might end up being close to like 4 feet thick. Those are some pretty thick walls. So like, yeah, I mean, if we do have to worry about the temperatures, I don't think it'll be bad. I mean, we have a friend that lives not too far away, Marcia Gibbons. Um, she built an earth bag dome with walls not nearly even as thick as his ours is. Do you remember how thick hers are? Not nearly as thick. And she said in the incredibly hot summer, maybe just a fan. That's all she needed.
13 Moons asks, will you build a root cellar?
Oh yeah, I think I did see that. Very good question. And something we'll probably go into more in depth um, in the house plan video. But yes, so we have two underground portions. One of them is going to be food storage. It'll be a root cellar. Um, I forget the square footage of it, but like 8 feet down, I think 14-foot diameter on that. Same thing with the bedroom. Our bedroom will be downstairs. So the two most important place, food storage and the bedroom, should be constant year-round temperatures.
Yay.
I think it'll be. I think it'll end up being pretty nice. I'm excited. Ah, so much work.
Yeah, damp cloth over the air intake cools it down. Yeah, or anything like that, or kind of like an Oyapot. I've seen setups like that where you run, you fill terracotta
Well, good night. Good night.
with water or
Living off Grandma Garvey style.
something to keep it damp, and that'll the air goes past it, and you have that same evaporative cooling effect.
Mm-hmm. So Fern Creek Homestead says, can we briefly explain the Earth Bag home? So basically, Earth Bag is very simple. It's just woven polypropylene bags that you fill with subsoil. You don't want to go with the topsoil, anything below that. And then you can use it to build. You can use it to build for building. Again, with earth bag, it's best to form round structures. Round is sound when it goes to earth bag, and that'll gets once you fill the bag with the subsoil, it gets tamped down, and then you build it up from there. Um, and of course, and then once you're done building whatever it is you're building, those bags can't be exposed to any kind of sunlight because sunlight will degrade the woven polypropylene bag. So you got to have some type of covering. But and you can build. I've seen people build different types of houses with that. If you build straight walls, those need to get buttressed because uh, not the best with straight walls, but but it's best for like cylinder type things or domes. Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Bub says here, please pray for Living Miracle Homes that her sister passed away today. I'm sorry to hear that. Definitely prayers to Kathy and her sister and her family.
Middle-aged McDonald was asking about the pawpaw seeds. So yeah, we haven't planted ours yet. Still in the fridge.
Still in the fridge. They're there. They gotta have a certain time of certain length of cold time for their germination. And how long do we have to go on that?
I don't know. I'll have to check. I think I wrote the
we just
date down.
Threw them in the fridge, and
I wrote the date down on there, but yeah. So we might wait a bit longer on that.
Dave at Oak Knob Farm, how's it going? He says, when do we plan on start filling bags? We could end up filling bags possibly as soon as, well, actually, technically, we've already started filling bags. Check out for tomorrow's video. But for the house and for the water tank, probably as soon as next week. Haskins family vlog, how's it going? They had company. That's okay. Haskins family, you guys going live after this? Midlife prices, what's up? My internet is acting up. Oh. Midlife prices says they're packing up, going to stay in an Earth ship. Wow. Super jelly. Wow. So where's that midlife prices? Where is the where's the Earth ship?
Mexico?
Yeah, you going to New Mexico?
Somewhere around here.
Tell us before you leave. Where are you going? I've seen videos. Yeah. Herman Bosman. Yeah, you have to cover up the earth. You have to cover up those polypropylene bags because they will deteriorate fairly quickly. And the sun here, the UV is so intense, the bags will just flake apart fast. Oh, later, Dahlia. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate that.
Jewelry Time was asking if there's any more lamb for sale out where we live.
Wait, what?
Lamb for sale. where we live. Yeah. I mean, this place is for
Yeah,
sale.
there's land for sale all around here in Cochise County, all over the place. No one wants to move out of here.
No. Seems like there's a lot
There's a
of
lot of
people
people moving
moving
up
out.
land. A lot of people are snatching lands. I think prices are going up, honestly.
Yeah.
So many people are looking to move out this way.
But honestly, like some of the land, um, especially the cheaper plots, is not great for living on or getting to. It's like mountain plots and things that are, yeah, not great.
Honestly, Herman, that's almost kind of like what we paid for for our land. 15K for 40 acres, not bad. Yeah, Charlotte, we do. We do have an email. Um, you can find that on our about page. We can also throw that up there. I think it's just you can. I think you can find that on our about page. Oof. Yeah, it can be difficult to find land depending on the areas you are in the country and everything like that. But here in the desert, plenty of it. Thank you, Lynette. She put that up. There's the email address. Well, is there anything you want to say? You got anything you want to share?
I don't think so. Can't think of anything.
Okay, so yeah, definitely tomorrow's video, very exciting. Our first Earth Bag project comes together. I think we're gonna have that. It's gonna be one whole project from beginning to end, um, and it should be very cool to see. Tuesday's video, the excavation, very exciting, and then we'll probably, hopefully, we can have the house plans uh, for Friday's video. We'll see. But I think that's about it for us. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you for to all of our moderators. We really appreciate all the hard work you do. Definitely check out those moderators. They always do an amazing job. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you everyone for joining us. Really appreciate everyone stopping by and just chatting with us for a little bit. And coming up here in a couple minutes, the Haskins will be going live. Check them out. Our fun family. We always love watching them. Have a good night, everyone. Later.
Night.